Alright, what's up guys? Mr. Mixtape here again. Check the audio first. What's up guys? Mr. Mixtape here again. Okay, looks like it's working fine. And as it says in the title of this stream, I'm going to be playing Mega Man X6 because I don't know, because I just didn't feel painful and I just didn't feel like I was going through enough pain today, so why not? Life's already dealt me a pretty shitty hand in these past few months, so let's make it worse by playing a shitty game. Okay. Mega Man X6. Not the greatest of games, not the greatest of Mega Man games. I personally actually really enjoy it, but you cannot deny it is not one of Capcom's best. So, okay, set up properly. Let's do this. Don't fucking around. Let me test to make sure the game audio can be heard this time. Let's do this. Don't fucking around. Let me test to make sure the game audio can be heard this time. God, what is that? Why is it so quiet? Maybe I need to. Hold on. Ew, X6. Yeah, I agree, but you know. Sometimes you gotta partake in that which brings you pain in order to bring others joy, or some shit like that. So let me try to fix up my audio real quick. Oh gosh, sorry. Allergies have been beating me down recently. It's fucking ridiculous. That's not what I meant to do. No. Okay, whatever. There we go. That's why. Must have been why. Turn that down a bit. Alright, let's get right. I'm ready. Let's do this. This game is not going to treat me very well, but I'm ready. I am ready for sure. It's good. Just turn it down a bit. Plot summary here, basically. This is what's weird about X6 is that it kind of takes place in like a continuity that's like, yeah, it's weird because let me adjust the audio just a bit more. So yeah, it sort of takes place in a continuity that like mixes X6, X5's bad and good ending, where the colony still crashes and Zero still dies, but X still has his memory of Zero and he also keeps the saber. It's really weird. I don't know what's It's really weird. I don't get it, but whatever. This is a cool opening cinematic, though. Kind of like moving pictures. It says narrowly escape with their lives. Okay, so I guess Zero doesn't die in that X6 continuity. I never really paid attention to that. That makes no sense, but whatever. How did Zero escape, but... Zero escaped, but the saber, whatever. And a man is... Oh wow, I don't think I've ever seen that part of the opening. Anyway, I don't care. Alright, so... Normally I have a save file that I just load up, but because X6 has skippable cutscenes, I'm just gonna show you showcase the intro. Actually, yeah, I'm just gonna showcase the intro stage. So game speed is gonna be normal. Game level, turn it up onto extreme. Let's do this. And that was an accident. Yeah, extreme mode pretty much completely transforms Mega Man X6. X6 on if you're talking about X6 on normal mode and X6 on extreme mode, you're talking about two completely different games because there is not even a comparison between Mega Man X6 on a normal and X6 on extreme. On extreme mode, this game becomes like bar none the hardest Mega Man game out there. You can make arguments for other games on normal mode, but on extreme mode, this game is just ridiculous. You guys will get to see that as I attempt to plow through it, and I already took damage on the easiest dodge enemy in the nature stage, so you already know things can only get worse from here. Okay. This is just proof of how little I play this intro stage, and I'm getting fucked up by it. Because I always skip it via using a save file. It is a well-designed intro stage, though. It is pretty fun. Even though it's rather dumb that it requires power-ups to get through it, whatever. So much like an X5, you start with an armor equipped by default. This time it's the Falcon armor, except they kind of fucking destroyed it and made everything was awesome about it not awesome. So and I didn't show this off in the X5 run I did, X5 live stream I did a few days ago. But basically, you can basically fly with that fucking thing in X5 and X6. You can do this, just a shitty little dash. And the piercing charge shot doesn't go through enemies anymore, so it's pretty much been wholly butchered. Oh, fuck me! I just died in the intro stage to Mega Man X6, didn't I? Wow, this is... You can already tell this is going to be an interesting run. God, I'm getting fucked up. I'm getting just fucking destroyed. Jesus Christ. So here's you didn't notice, yeah, these blocks, you can actually speed them up with the buster shots, but you can only destroy them with the Z-Saber. X pretty much controls the same as he did in X5, so there's no real reason to go over that. He's practically the same character, except now, you know, he's in X6, so the shit he has to go through is 10 times worse. Shit. Man. This intro boss is pretty trivial. Even though it's Mega Man X6, so the intro stage boss is always going to be this easy. Except in Mega Man X3, the intro boss of that game is actually kind of tough. So, you can attack it directly, but it's easier to just shoot the little core thing that's lifting it. Yeah, real easy boss. And then suddenly zero. Except he's purple now. And now he's dead. This is High Max, and the funny thing about High Max is that this is an unwinnable battle. You can't win this fight because High Max requires weapons to be defeated, and obviously running weapons. So what I just do is I just die. I just take hits from him because he can't technically kill you. So it's easier to just, if you want to just speed up this entire sequence, just run into him, and it will immediately conclude the quote-unquote battle, even though there's not really any battle because he's unkillable at this point. We will take some sweet revenge. Well, I call it sweet revenge, but yeah, you fight him again in Gates Lab 2. It's not really sweet revenge because the battle's hard as fuck, but whatever. Okay. Just go to text, scroll through that, use that on X5, especially on X5. Okay, so this is Mega Man X6's 8 bosses. Each of their stages, with 2 exceptions, are complete horseshit in their own special ways. And we're going to be going through all of them. So I can already tell this is going to be a fun fucking time. And I'm going to die a lot. I'm going to just suffer a lot. And it's all worth it for you guys. So let's do this. one thing X6 does that is actually very redeemable. It has a great soundtrack, the best of the X series in my opinion. It's fucking fantastic. This is Commander Yamark. Another interesting thing about X6, boss names, very poorly translated. So you get shit like Shield Sheldon or Blaze Heatnix, and the game's not loading. What the fuck happened? There we go. What the fuck happened there? That was weird. Alright. God. Okay. So this stage is pretty brief and short. It's kind of like the primordial, this is the kind of stage like you always begin the game with. It's simple, doesn't take much effort to get through. Pretty much introduces you to what X6 has to offer in terms of challenge. This is a really hard jump. I couldn't make it. I hesitate too much. That is a really tough jump, though. So in X5, I pretty much straight up... Nope. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god. Alright, so... In case you were wondering, these are those little Reploids that are screaming for help. Those are turned from X5, and collecting certain Reploids can get you parts. They can also be taken over by nightmares, and you saw that happen over there. That jump, by the way, is hella cursed because you cannot see what's below. I hate this entire section. Yeah, but you can't see what's below you, so you pretty much just have to either learn where the thing you're supposed to jump off is, or just get lucky. Yeah, it's a real short stage, but it's still piss annoying. Especially getting through those fucking mantises. That's just a pain in the ass. You can destroy them, but they come back really fast, and trying to get past them like in a fast way, like speedrunning past them, is just... So here's Commander Yamark. He seems like a threat until you realize that his health bar is literally the tiniest fucking thing ever. This attack's not hard to dodge at all. Definitely seems that way because he shoots a lot of bullets at you, but it's not too terrible. So I'm going to let him live for a bit because I want to show off some of his more dangerous attacks that he can use. It's like this move. This move is very difficult to dodge, actually. You need to be very... Yeah. That attack is very... That attack... Because he has like 6 dragonflies following him, that's very hard to dodge. But as you can see, he'll rarely ever get a chance to use it because he just dies so fast. So yeah, it's quite a pathetic boss. You know, I guess it can't be helped. Okay. In case you were wondering if that was going to be the standard of difficulty for the rest of X6, I am happy to report that it is not. Things are definitely going to get worse. So, let's keep going. Yep, don't care. Alright, so the next stage I usually take down is Rainy Turtloid, and that's because, depending on the order, so I guess it's a good time to introduce one of X6's main mechanics, which is the Nightmare effects. Basically, once you enter a stage, 2 others get afflicted with some sort of new hazard. Basically, all of them are pains in the asses in some way. And what Rainy Turtloid has is, if you go into Infinity Maginian stage, and then enter Rainy Turtloid stage, the entire stage will go dark, and that pretty much makes it unplayable, so... Want to completely and totally prevent that from happening, you gotta take on Turtloid. But unfortunately, Turtloid is actually, you know, pretty big difficulty spike because not only is the stage very difficult, but the boss is one of the hardest in the game. Like, straight up, I think, in this context, he's probably like the 3rd hardest boss in the game, depending on how you look at it. So, we're certainly in for a ride. Okay. So yeah, here's the gimmick of the stage, basically rain, and what happens is the rain will drain your health. And it can kill you, it's not like it drains you to 0, it can kill you. There are health restoration machines, but you can't reach it in time when you You know, I'll go for the fake raids. The thing about nightmares is killing them is important because you need their souls in order to increase your rank and be able to equip more parts. These purple enemies are the fucking bane of your existence in this stage. That's one of the worst things about nightmares. Those like squid enemies, those are called nightmares. They're like the biggest pain in the ass in the entire series in terms of enemies. They can teleport towards you. They're just relentless with their attacks. They take a lot of punishment because, and this is one thing that's really difficult about extreme mode. Normal mode, one charge shot and they're done. Extreme mode, it's one charge shot and then a normal shot. So like one charge shot and then hit them with the lemon. And this may not seem that difficult, but when there's like 6 of them on screen at once attacking you, then it's just worse. Any more than like 2 of them on screen and you're usually not in a good position at all. I'm surprised I haven't died yet. Probably jinxed myself there, but yeah, it's pretty easy to die in this level. Especially where I am right now, where I have like no health and no kind of like augmentation to my defense. This is a very difficult stage. Oh man. Because the thing is, if you're taking damage, that's not just damage you're taking from like enemies. That's also damage you're taking from the rain, which is... Okay, I made... Oh, fuck! Oh my god, okay. Yeah, once you pass that rain generator, you reach a checkpoint, but I couldn't make it in time for the shots when you see what's killed me. Unfortunate. It's just a lot to take care of. Especially... I might have fucked up here. Okay, never mind. Actually, yeah, I did. I fucked up. Yeah. Unless I can... Get used to this, folks, because the deaths are about to start just piling up. Honestly, you really should never use unarmored X in this game. That's like the one big mistake you can make in X6 is using unarmored X. He is just not prepared for anything this game has to offer. But anyway. I should just jump over those things, yeah. Which is cool. Okay. Alright. That was actually not too bad. Alright, so this is the last section, and it's a goddamn nightmare because there's bats everywhere. There's no nightmares, thank God. Nightmares in this section would have made it an utter just terror. But there's bats, and they're not exactly the most friendly enemy. Shit. I'm really low on health, and I gotta get to that health generator. And that's really the advent of just what makes this level such a pain. That's really the advent of what makes this level such a pain, is that it's like just a constant, incessant assault of enemies. But it's also, you know, you're dealing with all these enemies while at the same time trying to juggle just 1,000 nightmares and not 1,000 nightmares, just 1,000 drops of rain hitting you and constantly draining your health. This is a real precise section too, because the fastest way to get past those purple enemies is just to jump over them, so that's a lot harder than I made it seem, presumably. Like, it's not that easy. Okay, boss time. Like I said, Rainy Turret Lord, very difficult boss, and it's really only because of one attack he has, but this attack is just a killer. It's his Meteor Ray, and normally it's a desperation attack, but on extreme mode he can use it at any time, and it's pretty much impossible to dodge as X without getting really good luck. So yeah, this boss is You didn't use it here. This is how it's real easy to dodge. Just jump over them. And the missiles aren't a problem either, because you can just shoot those. That's a nice little trick you can do to save time, is shoot 2 crystals at the same time. So yeah, once you destroy the crystals on his back, then he will be susceptible to damage. But they restore quite quickly, so you have to be swift about that. Okay, now he's using it. This is the meteor rain, and the thing about it is those rain droplets fire in pretty much completely random patterns. There is practically no way to, you know, dodge that accurately, because, like I said, those rain drops, they're like spread around in such a random pattern. Okay, gosh, this is his desperation version of the attack, but ironically enough, it's easier to dodge than the normal version. Yeah, you saw the rain, it like completely spread around in a totally random fashion. There was nothing I could have done to predict it, and the only thing you can really do to make it any better is that you can destroy the raindrops with the X Buster, but it's still just a pain in. Especially since the thing is, you think you could just like cling onto the walls. I actually showed that off in my X6 boss rush, where you could just cling onto the walls. But that only works in the boss refights. In this fight, Turtloid shakes the walls when he crashes into them, which causes you to fall. So yeah, it's just a pain. I hate it. I don't like the stage at all. I don't like the boss. It's one of the more difficult sections of X6. Speaking of difficult sections in X6, Infinity Maginian. From one difficult boss to another. No time wasted spiking the bullshit up from the last stage. So Infinity Maginian's pretty infamous, I think, as like the hardest boss in X6 by far. It's usually a discussion between him and the Nightmare Mother. I think Infinity Maginian's harder at level 4, but actually, yeah, I'd say that just makes Maginian harder in general. Is that you're always going to fight Infinity Maginian at level 4. You're never going to fight the Nightmare Mother at level 4, unless you specifically go for it, which is usually not worth it. But yeah, this is a very hard stage with a very hard boss. And that's because throughout this entire stage, this stage is basically one big mini-boss fight. That robot at the in the center of the screen, Illumina, we're technically fighting her. So what happens is you have to attack the core. And as that happens, not only are birds flying on the screen, but she's also incessantly assaulting you with these laser blasts. And these laser blasts have very lenient hitboxes, but you know, still. When you combine the birds and the fact that you're also trying to actively shoot at it's weird. The birds like came in a really weird direction now. But yeah, when you consider the birds and the fact that you're also trying to balance shooting Illumina, it just makes it a lot more hectic. Fuck! I lost my charge shot. Okay, it's fine. Saved it somewhat. The good thing about this section is that Nightmare will usually get distracted. Okay, so here's a little fun trick you can use. Normally, you'd have to dodge this double assault of lasers, but if you have the Meteor Rain, then bam, you can immediately destroy the terminal. And this is usually what I do to beat this part, but I'll try it with this. I think I like half her health with the Meteor Rain just to demonstrate, but yeah, let's do it. So you have to destroy that bottom core, otherwise like half her attacks become undodgeable. And after that, it's really all about the reactions because... Oh fuck, I'm dying. Okay. Yeah, after that, it's really all about the reactions because Illumina... the lasers like are very subtle in how they cue themselves up to fire. I'm probably gonna die, but yeah, after this very difficult section, as you can see, very precise dashes through nightmares. That took very steady finger work. And we move on to the fan favorite Infinity Maginian. I really fucking hate this boss. So Infinity Maginian, this boss is pretty much completely random. He has a few attacks that he'll use, and he's like okay, well, this is what makes this battle a pain in the ass. He can summon bubbles, and they may just be bubbles, but they are the biggest culprit of his difficulty. He can use them he can have them on screen while he's using any of his attacks, and pretty much all his attacks are a pain in some way. I was reading that. Sorry, man. I'm not. Sorry, man. My bad. I'll try to keep it on screen a bit. Fuck! Come on! Okay. So, sorry about that. So yeah. Normally my strategy is to lure Maginian to the top and then fire at him, because Maginian's main gimmick is that once you fire a charge shot at him enough times. God, that's so loud. Yeah, once you fire a charge shot at him enough times... Oh. David's... Okay. Alright, well. What's up, Grim? Welcome to the stream. Once you fire at him enough times, he will split into a clone. And that clone, while he is doing all his bullshit on the screen, that clone is also firing the bubbles. So what you can do is go up here. Bam. So now the clone is not occupying the main screen space. And this is pretty much the easiest way to defeat Maginian. It's still very difficult because Maginian has to play nice. This battle is pretty much completely 100% dependent on luck. Like even now I got shit luck because he's hiding out in the corner of the screen. And you can destroy the bubbles, but they take a lot of punishment to go down. And I just... Okay, and then look at that. I tried to destroy the bubble and it fucked up my system. Alright, well... And... Oh god, he's doing this now. He does this if you hit him with uncharged shots too many times. And you saw it, that completely healed him. Like, that almost completely healed him. This is what happens when you let Infinity Maginian go on unchecked. He just fills the screen with chaos. Does this look fun? Because I can assure you it's not. Just got the bastard. Fuck yes. Okay. That is an example of how a fight with Infinity Maginian can go painfully wrong. It started out pretty lucky, but if he like gets the upper hand, it's like you saw that I had like almost full health by the time like I spawned one clone and then he almost got me to death. It's ridiculous. Yeah, he died at least 6-7 times. Yeah, this boss is not easy. But it's good to have it done. Yeah. You know, we're clearing through this surprisingly fast, but let me remind you folks, I played this game quite a few number of times. Just put yourself in the shoes of like a newcomer who has to deal with all this bullshit without knowing what to do. So next up, normally what I do next is either Metal Shark Player or Blizzard Wolfang. Because, spoiler alert, Metal Shark Player and Blizzard Wolfang are probably the only two well-designed stages in this game. I'll do Wolfang first, because I like his stage more. But, yeah, Metal Shark Player and Blizzard Wolfang. Blizzard Wolfang's cool. Not very difficult boss, but I love the stage. The stage is very tough. It's very fairly designed. And it has a really cool gimmick, I find. That's one of the things that I think works so well about it, is that it has a cool gimmick and it doesn't really, like, overexploit it. So the main thing here is that you can't cling on to any walls. We just show as an example here. See this? I'm jumping against the wall. Can't cling onto it. Can't wall jump, can't wall kick, can't wall slide, nothing. And this is throughout the entire stage until you get to the boss doors. This part's pretty tough too. Normally what they want you to do is they want you to wait on those like little areas for the ice boulders to go away, but if you're cool like me, then you can just speed past them, no problem. That's what I love about this stage. Ow. I kind of jumped down there. That's what I like about this stage. It's very patient. definitely rewards you for taking it slow. That's what makes it fun, is that it's fun to, you know, play through these kind of stages fast. See what kind of time savers you can do. Betray the sort of initial design of taking it slow. I love it. I wish every stage in the game was designed with this kind of care in mind. Oh, wow! I actually managed to get the boulder skip. Nice. Normally what you have to do is you have to wait for those boulders to pass. But I actually managed to get through it without waiting. Nice. This is my favorite part of the stage, barring on the little Tetris blocks. Wait for these to form and it gives you a path out of here. Shit. If you're cool like me, though, you can usually escape early by climbing the blocks. It gets a bit hectic, though, because of the wolves. Nope. Oh my god, there's so many... Okay, well, I died. Never mind. Yeah. Never mind, I'm not cool. I died. If you're not patient, it's easy to get yourself trapped like that. Especially because of the fucking wolves. That's really the biggest issue with this section, is those wolves. Jesus. Oh no, I missed it. I missed the jump, whatever. Whew, very nice. So only one death, that's not bad, I think. I've died quite a few times on this section because of impatience. This is the last part of the stage. It's pretty, also pretty tight, but it's really a hassle if you're going for the Reploids on the sides, because it's easy to get trapped. But they give you extra lives, so you know what? Maybe that's why the Reploids give you extra lives in this game. I just added that as compensation for how many times you die. Thankfully, the boss of the stage is really pathetic. On level 1, that's one thing I haven't mentioned is the boss level system. Well, it was sort of a thing in X5, but that really only affected small things like boss health. In X6, it completely affects their attacks. And Blizzard Wolfang on level 4 is actually like pretty challenging, but level 1 is a pushover. Not very difficult, I can tell. I'm toying with him right now, but yeah. He's gonna do this. Once he reaches like half health, he starts dashing around the room like a maniac, but because his pattern is so predictable, it's like not hard to dodge at all. Yeah, I practically put 0 effort into that, which you can tell by how late some of the dodges were. But, I mean, that's just what you can do with level 1 Wolfang. You can climb the boss stage, yeah. Yeah, like I said, everywhere in the stage, the walls are unclimbable until you reach the boss arena. Then you can start climbing the walls again. But honestly, it really wouldn't matter because you don't really need the walls for Blizzard Wolfang. He's so pathetic that it's not really necessary. When you reach the Nightmare Zone, and I'll get into Nightmare Zones a bit later, but when you reach the Nightmare Zone of this place and you fight whichever alternate boss you fight here, then for some reason the Nightmare Zone arena doesn't have, you can't climb the walls there, which is weird. It's kind of inconsistent, but whatever. Okay, Metal Shark Player. I love this stage. I love this stage a lot, actually. It's kind of like the polar... Okay, excuse the pun. It's kind of like the polar opposite of Wolfang stage. It's a lot less meticulous. It's more about patience than it is trying to speed through everything, because there really is no... Well, the thing about Wolfang stage is trying to get through everything fast. Usually, if you fail, you just get punished with taking damage. Here, the punishment is usually death, and that's because the stage has the Nightmare Compressor. And just for the sake of the stream, let me show off what happens if you if this thing. Yeah, that's what happens. So, instant death, crushing. This thing is everywhere. You literally never escape it in the stage aside from a few areas. So yeah, this is a pretty fucking hard stage, because throughout the entire time this thing is on your ass. In this part of the section you can block it with the ride armor and make the stage a lot faster to get through, but yeah, that was clumsy. That hit me? What the fuck? Okay. Barely dodged that shot from the nightmare. If you're reckless, then you can usually like jump around the blocks instead of shooting at them, because you can destroy them. But it's sometimes faster to just. Oh wow! I actually made that jump. Nice. That's a tough jump. But yeah, you can also just jump around them. Ah, nightmare. That teleporting is the worst. I swear it's inconsistent because sometimes they teleport just based on your position, and sometimes they just teleport wherever the fuck they want to. That part's a bit annoying because you can see this ledge makes that nightmare kind of hard to shoot. But it's alright. This level's very tough with X. With Zero, I feel like it's a lot harder. With Zero has nothing like ranged. Speaking of Zero, I'm wondering if I should rescue him. I do want to show off the Nightmare Zero fight because it's actually one of my favorite boss fights in X6. Oh no! Can I get that? Nice. Whew! Alright. Made it through the second part without any deaths. That's not bad. I usually die a lot more in that section, but I actually made it through there pretty clean. Not bad. This part is the real money maker though, because now you have shit like spikes, more enemies. It's just the worst. This level looks like a nightmare. It is a nightmare, but it's a very well-designed nightmare. Because the thing about it is, in my opinion at least, it never catches you off guard. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's shit in, like, the last stages. Like, you saw, like, some of the enemy placement in, like, Turtloid stage and shit like that. That is, like, clearly not designed for a player to get through on their first try. This stage, you can get through it on your first try, I think. It's just, it's all about your reaction time and about how you manage the threats. It's a bit worse on Extreme Mode, because Extreme Mode increases the amount of nightmares, and it's also... Oof, that was close. And it's also, it also doesn't have many checkpoints, but you know, it's like the definition of tough but fair. I think if you're getting killed by the stage, it's usually because of a mistake you made. That was close. It's usually because of a mistake you made, and not because the game's controlled. In my opinion, at least. But you know, I understand this level can be very frustrating, especially if you're like a first-time player. Okay, well this isn't good. This is sort of what I was talking about, where it's like, the stage design itself is nice, but it's just the nightmares, man. The nightmares make everything worse. And you'll see that in the next stage. Yeah, you'll see that in the next stage, Ground Scare, bitch, where the nightmares just make everything a total nightmare. And this is a very tough jump. Like I said, there we go. Nice! Beautiful. I actually got on my first try. That's a very tough jump. Can I make this on my first try, though? Nope. Okay. Alright. And you gotta be careful with that, because if you let that nightmare-possessed Reploid shoot you, then it'll kill you, because it'll take you out of your crouching animation. But yeah. Wow, I think I actually made it through this stage without dying once. I made it to the mini-boss, at least. The mini-boss is a pain in the ass. I don't like him. Fuck. I got nervous. Because the thing is, there's not really a warning to which side he's gonna prioritize, so it's kind of annoying. That wasn't my fault. I just got nervous. I don't need to take him out there, but I let my enemies get the best of me. The bombs are the real moneymaker, honestly, because oh shit, I missed. Okay, nice. I still got it. And it should come out from the bombs. I think if it comes down from the right side and moves to the left, then that'll be its last attack. Oh no, okay. Nice. Alright, so well, besides the death that I used to show off the compact, only one death in this stage is pretty good. I usually die a lot more in this stage, but it's just a result of how the stage I think it's just a byproduct of how well designed the stage is. And unlike Blizzard Wolfang stage, this stage actually has a very fun boss. I love Metal Shark Player. Metal Shark Player is my favorite boss in the game, and that's because he is a very, he's pretty much, this boss is completely like, how you're going to do is completely based off your reaction time and your ability. I think the real thing that, the real skill that this boss tests is your ability to think on your feet. Oh shit, yeah. Because he has a lot of attacks, and oh god, these metal anchors are the worst. He can shoot like 4 of these at the same time, and it's a nightmare. No pun intended. Whoa! Yeah, you see that? I love shit like that. With, like, those impromptu dodges. Like, it's awesome. This is one of his cooler attacks where he summons past Mavericks. So that's the thing about Metal Shark Player, is that Metal Shark Player is actually a mistranslation. It's called, his name is supposed to be Metal Shark Prayer, and that's because his main gimmick is that he brings back Mavericks from past games. So I kind of want to show off his other attack if he wants to use it. Shit. Yeah, I kind of want to show off his other attack if he wants to use it. Okay, nice. And I fucking died to it. God damn it. But yeah, that was his other attack where he brings back Magna Centipede. Very tough attack to dodge, because usually when he summons him, there's also an anchor in the way. But yeah. Awesome boss. I love him. Yeah, great looking stage too. Yeah, it is a nice looking stage. X6's backgrounds are very, very well designed. But yeah. So no more fucking around. It's gonna fuck him up. And the weird thing is, I feel like usually his AI is a lot more dangerous when you fight him in this stage. In the boss refights, he's placed at level 4 along with all the other bosses, but I feel like he's a lot more tame on the boss refights. I don't know what it is. Alright, so he did Meteor and Magna Centipede again. Shit. That was my fault. Because the stars that Magna Centipede shoots can get stuck on the ground, then you kinda... You can also destroy what's his name again? Blast Hornet there. I couldn't do it. But, yeah, real fun boss. Ignore the fact that I suck and I got hit like a million times. That's just the nature of the boss. There's no luck. There's no anything. It's just you, Shark Player, and then your own reaction time. And I love it. Hopefully I can show off a more clean fight during the boss refights, but I'm not sure. What else? Something else I wanted to mention about this stage. I don't remember. Hold on. I suck. Mega Man player who blitzes through levels. I wouldn't exactly call that blitzing through the level. But I died twice on the. I died on the boss. That's not. I wouldn't exactly call that blitzing. Sums up the fans pretty well. Yeah. I mean, you know, sometimes people just take their love for this franchise stage. Alright, so next stage. Ground Scarefish, Central Museum. Quick spoiler warning, this is the hardest stage in the game. It's the hardest stage in the series, honestly. I can't think of a single stage from any other Mega Man series. It's Classic, X, Zero, ZX. That is honestly harder than this stage. Other than Gates Lab 2 in this same game. But Ground Scarefish stage is just a hellhole of terrible design. And it's funny because I just spent the last 2 stages praising them for their design, but this stage is just ridiculous. And the funny thing is, those last 2 stages I feel were so varied in their obstacles. This stage has one obstacle, and it's the nightmares. The main gimmick is that, gotta head to bed, enjoy this. Oh, thanks man, good night man. Have a good sleep. Thanks for tuning in. Anyway, yeah, the main gimmick of this stage is that the rooms, you basically enter totems, and the totems bring you to rooms that are completely randomly decided. So there's a few rooms, there's about 8, and whichever one you go to from the totems is completely randomly decided. And the thing about that is that not only are there... Okay, first off, this stage is like 10 times harder if you don't have Yamar option. Yamar option makes the stage so much more tolerable, it's not even funny. But anyway, the thing about it is that there are certain parts of the stage that unarmored X cannot make it through. So, there's like a certain room, and it's actually in the first 2 totems. where if you jump into the totem, and actually I think it's this one, yeah. If you, is it? Yeah, it is. So yeah, it's a certain room where there is a jump that unarmored X cannot pass. So if you get to that jump with unarmored X, then you are utterly fucked. And then the thing about it is it's just swarming with nightmares. And the good thing is I actually didn't get the hardest configuration of the stage, which is the vertical aquarium room. That is just the ultimate example of just how much the stage can swarm you. If you're not picking off the nightmares one by one, which is hard to do anyway because they constantly teleport towards you, and they're super aggressive, then you're just getting ass blasted constantly. I actually got really lucky here because there were no because the impassable jump wasn't there. Once you beat the section, you will have to get to these totems. They fire projectiles. They're not that hard to make it through, but if you're low on health, then it's easy to make nervous mistakes. Surprisingly, I haven't died yet, and now that I've mentioned it, I'm expecting everything to go wrong. This room's good because you can get quite a few good parts for X here. This is a good strategy to know for X6. If you time a charge shot very precisely, you can actually hit 2 nightmares at the same time. Very important because it allows you to pick them off so much faster. Shit. This is the worst. Damn! Oh no, there's 3 on my ass right now. Okay, nice. Ah, beautiful. And you know what's weird? Is that looks like the Georgia Bulldog symbol. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed that, but that like, that little O in the background, it's striking resemblance to the Georgia Bulldog. Okay, this next part's insane. The good thing about nightmares is that this stage has a lot of places where nightmares are placed very close to Reploids, and the Reploids will distract the nightmares, so they won't immediately go towards you. Okay, wow, okay, this is actually not going to... I'm gonna use the EMR option. Oh no! Oh, I fumbled. Fuck. Damn. Shitbags. I almost made it. I got nervous. That's the annoying thing about this level, is that because the nightmare system, the way it works, or the nightmare system, because I beat Metal Shark Player stage, now there's these metal blocks in my way, and they can hurt you by sending you into the ceiling or the floor. It's just a pain in the ass. The stage is just made up of things that inconvenience you while in the face of literally some of the hardest enemies in the entire series. It's just a nightmare in every sense of the word. Pardon the pun, but that's really the only word I can use to describe it, because this is just like such a poorly designed level, in all honesty. Like, I don't even care about the challenge. The challenge is one thing, but this stage is just like lazy. Like, what else did they really do here aside from shoving a bunch of powerful enemies into very tight corridors? It's pretty... See that? I said I didn't die, and now I've died like twice on the same side. Fucking hell. This goddamn stage so much, I swear. Let's see if I can get some better luck here. Nice, okay, I got 2 of them at the same time, that's good. And that one decided. That's another thing about nightmares, is that their behavior is so erratic. Because they can start just like teleporting. They can just start teleporting towards you at any time. It's just awful, terrible. And I'm running out of words to describe it. Oh, I hate this fucking configuration, because now there's a wall blocking the place where you normally want to shoot the nightmares. I hate that. And they had to add spikes over it too, because fucking sadists who made this game. The worst part is that after you collect the Reploid, I almost said reptile, the Reploid soul, or you collect the Reploid, then you can't get them again, so you're kind of fucked on the healing. This is actually not too bad. This configuration is actually not too bad. This is honestly the stage that made me think, like, yeah, I don't know. When I started working on my X5 minimalist run and I was planning to do X6 too, this is the stage that made me realize, like, I do not have nearly enough free time to do an X6 run. Because this stage would literally take me months. Months. Like, I can barely beat this stage with the Yamar option, with taking hits. And you see this now, like, I don't know, like, just the monumental amount of luck that you would need to get through the stage X-Buster only without taking a hit of damage is just disgusting. Yeah, I think it's pretty clear this level wasn't play tested. There's a lot of portions of this game that I think probably weren't play tested, but this level is like the prime example where it's just like they did not play through the stage. They just shat it out, not thinking, maybe there's just a possibility that Mega Man X's abilities don't really make it good for him. Maybe there's just a possibility that X isn't fit for this stage. Because that's the thing about Ground Scaravenge stage is that even if you have armor, even with armor, the stage is still fucking pain in the ass. You see that? I just died again. Fucking ass. I don't know. Because I keep getting that variation with the fucking thing at the top that blocks me. Come on. And I assure you, this isn't like lack of again! Are you fucking... You gotta be joking me. Okay, well at least there's no spikes at the bottom. I assure you, this isn't like me sucking ass. I'm like trying my best here. It's just the stage, just the nightmares. Like, how are you supposed to deal with this kind of stuff with just an X-Buster? There's not even really any weapons that can really help you other than the Yamar option. Teleport! Fuck! Damn, I feel so bad because I almost made it. Now I'm fucking stuck in a temporal loop where I just do this fucking section over and over again. Alright. And this also just totally grinded the game to a halt. I feel like we were making pretty good pace until we got to this stage. Shit, I missed one. Oh no! One teleported. Two of them. Right near me. That's another thing about the teleport, is that depending on the terrain, it can be very difficult to actually dodge it. And also, nightmares, even if you collect their souls, they will pretty incessantly respawn. You can scroll their sprites off screen, but usually that just results in them respawning. So yeah, you're really never safe from the assaulting nightmares. Shit. There's also those fucking rocks. It's all about the health conservation, though, honestly. You can't take too many hits against the first group. It's so hard to do that, you know. Because all you have is two metal blocks to juggle between. See that? That was so fucking close. One of them respawned. Oh no! Come on! Oh, this is painful. Come on. This has to be it. This is gonna be it. Maybe it's because I pointed out that we copied the Georgia Build calculator, of course. Besides, I guess just wait for them to come to me by teleporting. That's not a good strategy, though, because they can just fuck me up. Alright, fuck it, I'm going. I ain't doing shit. Alright, let I'm almost down to my 2 last lives. I'm down to my 3 last lives. I've made absolutely no progress on this section. And fuck. Fucking Dick Skull Capcom exec thought this stage was fucking appropriate. And I already said they didn't test play this shit clearly, but like, come on. And I clearly don't have enough health to make it through the end unless I suddenly become a god at dodging. Yep. So I'm probably gonna get a game over. Came in here with fucking max lives and I'm down to my last 2. What a joke. Literally, this has turned like half the stream now into just ground scare which attempts. That's another problem with the nightmares. It's real hard to kill them fast after they teleport. Okay, I was actually rather lucky. I have most of my health now, which is good. Fuck, okay, drop down! Go! Fuck! Another problem is if you get hit, charge shots don't fire, so you can actually lose your charge. No! Why did I do that? Fumbled, my fingers fumbled. It's actually kind of cool to hear, so I'm really surprised. Shit, man. Alright, last life. Last one, let's do this. Son of a bitch, my charge shot missed! Okay, whatever. Fuck him. Or not. He wanted more. Happy to give it to him. I don't know what I'm going to do here. I wish charge shots still went through walls, I really do. I don't know how much that would help right now. Shit! Firing is so slow, it's so suboptimal. Shit, and the fucking blocks are blocking me now. I mean, I know they're called blocks, but like, come on. Have some mercy, for God's sake. Okay, Lamar option, got the bam, got the bam, got the bam, got the bam, got the bam. I made it! I made it! Yes! Last life, holy shit. Alright, nice. But I still have to kill the totem. Which, like I said, they're not that difficult, but it's so easy to make mistakes when you're this low on health and you're nervous. Just keep in mind, there's no checkpoints near the totem. The totems, like, are the checkpoints. If you die against the totems, you have to do the section of this... Here we go. Oh, I guess the game just wanted me to demonstrate it via gameplay. Yeah, if you die, the totem. You have to do this section of stage again. You cannot... Well, it's possible to skip the totems. It's a little speedrunning trick, and I can't perform it now because I don't have an armor on. But yeah, if you, it's like you have to like place an ice burst and then dash into it, and that'll give X invincibility frames. And apparently, without invincibility frames, it passes through the totems. So there's a little speedrunning trick for you. It's not really practical. Most of them because of how jagged the terrain is, and that's another problem with this stage, is that the terrain is like, nightmares can be hard to fight even on flat terrain, but the terrain in this stage is often very like jagged. It's just not like optimal. The stage is just a pain in the ass in every way. And And the funny thing is, it's such a simple stage normally. Like, on normal mode, this stage is so easy I can't even describe it. But just increasing the amount of nightmares in the stage turns it into a completely different experience. Honestly, even without teleporting, if you just kept the nightmares with their increased amount of health and all the shit that extreme mode gives them, without the teleporting, they'd still be annoying. It's like, these ones don't even like teleport, and they're still kicking my ass. It's embarrassing. Yes! Oh, but there's... Oh, fuck me. Okay, so this is a little harder now. Thanks for that. I'm tired of this. And this is still infinitely better luck than I've had on some occasions with this stage. It's actually not bad luck, because the terrain made it not so difficult to dodge to kill that last nightmare. Okay, not terrible. I actually made it through the worst configuration of that save with not too much trouble. Oh, and by the way, be very careful, because if you step into that nightmare portal, that will effectively cancel out your progress on the stage. I'll show what those do. I'll show off what those do later. I'll probably go back to Infinity Machine stage, because he has the easiest nightmare zone to reach. I actually do want to show off the Nightmare Zero fight and unlocking Zero. I gotta keep these bastards slow. Going down. Oh, it's not too hard now that there's not in front of him. Oh, what do you know, he was calling fun. And yes, you can dodge the nightmare shots, but it's just very difficult because they home in on you so accurately. Okay, the good thing is, at this range, never mind. Yeah. I was gonna say the good thing was that at that range, only one nightmare would fire at me, but never mind, they both started firing at me, and I got totally overwhelmed. I'm legit getting tired of this, honestly. This is like starting to get like really annoying. Not even just annoying, just demoralizing. Come on. Okay. And keep in mind, I was fully expecting to die when I came here. I'm not complaining about the fact that it's hard. It's just that it's not, A, it's like clearly too difficult for the main character to handle even with armors, and B, it's just not difficult in a very creative way. Like, Blizzard Wolfang and Metal Shark Player were difficult and creative. Fuck me! These two nightmares just like literally comboed all my health away. I had full health going down that staircase. Take me out of this fucking stage. Yeah, it's just like those two stages were creative in like different ways because they had unique gimmicks. This stage, you fight a bunch of nightmares and you get overwhelmed by them because X's X-Busters are not well equipped to take care of these types of enemies. What now? Oh, fun. Awesome. Yeah, it's not bad enough to have to deal with nightmares. Also give me the shittiest possible configuration on the stage plays. I love it. Boots, come on! I swear these assholes just come out of fucking nowhere. Probably dead here anyway, so. Yeah. So let's see, how long have I been stuck on stage? Like 15 minutes. And yeah, you can say like, you know, you don't want to have a hard time, don't use unarmored X. Well, guess what, Jacko? Falcon armor doesn't really help this section either. And neither does Zero. In fact, Zero has it worse because his worst defense means that he gets fucked up even harder by the nightmares. Even if he kills them faster, it doesn't really matter because he's also getting killed faster. Last stretch. Okay, and I got one shot on that thing too, so it dies in one charge shot. Okay, alright, this is actually, this is the worst configuration. Shit, fuck. I can't use my charge shots because I'm nervous. Fuck! I'm so tired of this. Man, I never have such bad luck with this room. What the hell is going on? This is usually one of the easier configurations. But sheer luck makes everything possible, I guess. Oh, thank you for that. I really needed that. Come on! Jesus Christ! Get through that anyway. Just kill me. Alright, well... let's try... Okay, shouldn't luck on the configuration of the stage, because now it's... I wish it would come towards me. Why do I have to approach them? Take that asshole. Rock, whatever. Are you actually kidding me? It's literally a nightmare. Okay. That was too close. Oh my god! These nightmares are killing me. I'm not making it. Anytime that fucking stage is configured like that, I'm just killing myself because I'm literally not making it through. That way. So I don't think it's possible. Not without taking too much damage from it. So I take too much damage in the nightmares in the bottom, overwhelming. So let's do that. Let me guess. Can we get it again? Yep. Ooh, wow. I'm surprised by that. Oh, and I love that. I love how they can lodge themselves into parts of the stage that X can't even reach. Get up there! Okay, well. Yeah, just kill me. Fucking kill me. So it's been what, like 20 minutes, and I'm still on this one section of stage. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Yep, and you still have to kill the totem. Just remember that. You're not free after you beat the godforsaken stage, you still have to kill the totem. Fuck off! That was horrible. Jesus Christ. I've never gotten up this unlucky. Oh, and this one comes right after fun. Which also means I missed an important part that I need for later in the game. So, yeah, really shit luck settling in right now. Really not gonna make it past this section. Ooh, look at this pandemonium. What are they expecting you to do? Besides cheat and use the ultimate armor. Because the ultimate armor actually, the Nova Strike actually does kill the nightmares in one hit, but like, Jesus Christ. Whatever, in any case, the MR option can actually take care of most of the nightmares in the stage pretty fast, because they're pretty compact, so you just spam the MR option a bunch. They can go down somewhat fast, but then you have like shit like that, yeah. I'm almost out of ammo for it. Oh, this stage is physically killing me. Yeah, don't do what I did. Next time you come here, bring the fucking Falcon armor. You used to have extra defense with the Falcon armor. It's not much help, but it's help. Don't do the stage with X. You should never play the stage with X. Rule of thumb, you should never play X6 with X. And I love when this configuration happens where there's a wall in front of the totem. Okay. That one actually wasn't too bad. I actually got through that pretty fast. So this next totem is interesting because, as you can see, it's surrounded by bed of spikes. So what you have to do to destroy this one is dash and shoot. Use a crouching shot when you reach the time. This one can be destroyed just like this. Don't kill me! Okay. Alright. So, yeah, well, that was, what, like 30 minutes to get through that one stage? Thankfully, for my sanity and the sanity of anyone who's ever decided to put this godforsaken game on extreme mode, the boss is extremely easy. In fact, I'd go as far as to say Ground Scaravich is probably the easiest boss in the game. It's debatable, but he's not hard at all. Even at level 3, you can take him out real easily. I don't know what he's saying. Yeah, shot. If he does that, then he's usually going to throw the rocks. They're not hard to dodge at all, so just duck. Half of them you just duck under. It's not much. And he goes kaboom. Kaboom, boom, boom. That. Oof, that was painful. Oh my god. Literally went over the amount of time that Ilya actually records. And unfortunately, I didn't get the correct room where the part that I need spawned, so I'll have to go back over. I'll go back now. It's whatever. We're getting close to the end. I only have 2 stages left, so let's just go for it broke while we're at it. So I'm gonna get the speedster part and then I'm gonna get the shock buffer part. Those are 2 parts that are not necessary for fully completing the game, but I like to have them because they allow you to get a lot of other stuff. Oh, this is fun. So yeah, this is pretty much the hardest configuration of the stage. I mean, this is the hardest room in the game, the vertical aquarium room. And the good thing about it is there's no essential like parts in here. There's no replicas that give you parts because this room is a nightmare. There's just the nightmares are so like crammed. It's just ridiculous. These are the Falcon armor. Stage without dying 20 million times. I think I got like 4 game overs. That was horrible. I don't hate X6 in any way, shape, or form, but like, I just like see something like that happen to me or anyone else, and I'm like, how can you defend this game? Suppose it could have been worse. I was having a pretty good streak of luck until I got there, and also doing pretty well on the stage before, so it's whatever. Yeah, fuck yourselves. See how much more tolerable Yamar option makes this stage? don't even know if I have the willpower at this point to sit down and read this game. Right now I just want to go to sleep. That's legit tired me out, but we'll keep going, we'll keep jumping on. It's not that late right now, it's only like 9 PM for me, so let's just do it. Alright, I think this is the correct room where you can get the speedster part. And the speedster part is, no you don't, asshole. The speedster part is, I wish they had like something to indicate which reference on the parts of the unless I'm missing something. But yeah, with the speedster part, entails, actually I'm just going to exit now because I'm pretty sure I got it, is it increases X's walking speed, and it allows me to get 2, shit, are you kidding? That was the wrong room? Oh my god. Fucking joking. Okay, anyway, speedster, I needed to get the sub-tank, which is killing me. I needed to get the sub-tank in Command Area Mark stage, because I can't fathom, quite frankly, the idea of going through any of the latter stages of this game without any sub-tanks. So, and then you also needed to get the shock buffer, which is in Metal Shark Player stage. So we get to go through Metal Shark Player stage, which is fun. Although it's with speedster, which kind of makes it annoying because sometimes it just goes too fast. And it's also annoying because the shock buffer is located like at the tail end of the section. So because the checkpoint is like right at the beginning of the stage, it's like you pretty much get sent back the entire level. It's a pain in the ass, It's glad I'm not getting the configuration of the room with the unavoidable pit. Oh, what's this? Out of here. I'm gonna use X's to get it. Nice, okay, so killed 2 there and there, which is good. Oh, I only killed 1 there, okay. That's whatever. We're out of here with no Yamara option left. It's fun. And you know what the worst part is? The other sub-tank, because there's only 2 in this game, I'm like X, so like full X, 3, 2, 1. The last sub-tank is located in Nightmare Zone, which is stupid. I don't know why, they really switched it up from X5's design, but the sub-tanks were like the easiest thing to get because they were in plain sight. Here, for some reason, it's like you need to, it's like they require such specific upgrades and shit. It's really annoying. Alright, I'm here full Yamara option now, bastards come at me. Please be the upwards room. Yes! Okay, good. This is it. This is the other room, the second half of the stage. This is the one that 100%, unless I already lost it to like possession, this should be the one that contains the part we're looking for. There's only 2 Reploids in this frontal rescue, and I'm at it. Actually, there's a hard time getting dog around it. Get the fuck out of here, please. Ooh, man. Okay, so we're effectively done with Ground Scaravich's stage now, which I am happy for. So now, first off, I'm gonna go get the. Alright, so quickly introducing the part system. Basically, as you collect Nightmare Souls, you unlock more part slots. And I'm gonna put the Speedster right here, and what the Speedster does, show it off real quick. Speedster allows you much faster walking speed. So notice how X walks way faster. It's insane. It's actually kind of comical too. Alright, see, this is the shit I was talking about because I beat Infinity Maginian. Now this stage and Rainy Turtloid are afflicted with this ailment, which I guess that's the best term. Basically, now they're dark, and that's like one of the nightmare effects. Okay, yeah. So not only do we get a sub-tank, but we also got the life recover part, which is like, oh my god, so clutch, because the life recover part is basically a third sub-tank. So yeah. Okay, so what should we do next? Because I can go and grab the shock buffer part right now, I think, or I might need a hyper dash too. So let me go find Zero, because I want to show this battle off. I want to show off the Nightmare Zero fight, because I actually rather enjoy it a lot. Unfortunately, it means going through that Infinity Maginian stage, but it's whatever. God, bless the robot. Fuck. Oh my god. I didn't know Metal Shark Player's Nightmare affected this place. Now I have to fucking deal with this. Okay, whatever. Fuck you. I got a meteor ring on my side. What are you gonna do? I should have put the fuck, I should have put the life up. I'm probably gonna die. I missed my time It's such a pain in the ass, man. Like, you ever notice how most of these nightmare effects are just like gimmicks? So they don't change the stage in any meaningful way, they just make it more annoying. I missed my charge shot there. Annoying. Damn. Yeah. The thing about them meteor rings can also kill the birds and take them in that direction. Oh fuck! Teabag you. X can't really teabag in this game, even though he can crouch. It's not really a teabag. More of a T-pouch. Hit me. Yeah! And the thing about this stage is you really don't want to die, because like Metal Shark Player stage, checkpoints are very scarce in this. There's no checkpoints in this stage, aside from after you beat Illumina. Before you defeat Illumina, no checkpoints. If Illumina kills you, then you're back to the beginning, even if it's on the second phase of the fight. The good thing is we're heading to a boss that is actually not super challenging like the last few we've been facing. He's like, he can give you a run for your money for sure, but he's no Shark Player, he's no Maginian for sure. He is definitely not comparable to Maginian in any way. Other than the fact that we're fighting him in the Maginian stage right now. So you saw one of the Reploids got possessed there. Sad. I'm tired of that sound. It's a very fun fight, though. I love it. Shit. He's very fast. That's the one thing you have to watch out for in that laser, is that he's incredibly fast. And his attacks do lots of damage, too. Like that. Yeah, a lot like that, actually. Let's try again. I have full health this time. So. Fun fact about the my X6 Minimalist boss rush that I did like in December, a few months ago. I actually got this boss down on my first try, but I ended up re-recording it because I wasn't happy with how brief the fight was. So, yeah. This attack is interesting because if he teleports into you, then he's just going to slash. But if he teleports away from you, he's going to perform the triple crescent. He's going to perform crescent slashes. So yeah, if he does that, just dash away. Yeah, if he he does this though, he'll fire crescent slashes. You can either duck through them or you can jump through them. Because they have shitty hit detection, of course. What is it? I bet that's actually down to what is it? Yeah. No luck that time. And also I love this fight because you get to hear X vs. Zero again. That's definitely the best part of this game, is being able to hear this track again. It's a legendary track. So once he reaches, Jesus Christ, once he reaches lower health, he'll start firing that, which is like the upgraded version, where he'll fire multiple shots. It's like called 1,000 Buster Shots or something. It's not that much more difficult to dodge, but you do have just a slightly smaller window because the shots like spread out pretty quickly. And I'll let this cutscene play because it's really funny. So Zero's just back. Not even explained how he came back. There's voice acting, by the way, but it's all in Japanese, so you can't understand it. It's really good. I think it's good though. Like you can, the voices fit, the inflections are good. I can't understand what they're saying, so I don't know if they're like pronouncing anything better. Okay, but it sounds way better than anything an American American localized X game has ever gotten. So whatever. This line never fails to crack me up. I hid myself while I tried to repair myself. What does that mean? What does that mean? Like, what does that mean? I don't get it, and it's amazing. Alright, whatever. I'm fucking skipping this. Christ. That's the best line in the entire X series. I hid myself while I tried to repair myself. Just genius. Okay, so we got Zero now. He's cool, but I'd rather show him off separately on his own. So now let's finish off the last two stages. Thankfully, they're both pretty short. Blaze Heatnix is, and it sounds weird because Blaze Heatnix obviously normally has a 10-minute stage, but because you can completely fuck it over with Giga attacks, which is what I will be doing, because I am not going to go through that stage normally. That is too much of a hassle. I'm sorry. Anyway, Shield Sheldon stage. This is pretty much about as filler as you can get for a Mega Man game. First off, the stage itself is barely a minute. The boss is pathetic. And the only real challenge. Anyway, as I was saying, the only real challenge comes from that nightmare effect. Yeah, the little stupid bugs. Those guys appear because of Commander Yamark. What the fuck? Oh my god, so much for the easiest stage. Yeah, I already died twice here. And I died. I don't know what's going on. My head's not in the game. I've just been completely thrown off after Ground Scare a Bitch. Scared a bitch indeed. What the hell? Come on! I know I landed on that platform. What the fuck? This is already the most times I've died in this stage, period. Okay. Thanks for that. This is the main gimmick here with lasers, and you have to guide them to fire into the mirrors. So what happens with the mirrors is you have to readjust them in order to have them fire into the doors, which is where you want to get out. If you fire it down below, you can get to the nightmare zone, which I'm not going to do because it's kind of pointless. All you really the only thing down there is besides like the normal armor upgrade is the weapons tank, the heart tank. So it's whatever. Shield Sheldon. Probably going to die to him given my luck in this run, but under normal circumstances, he's not a hard boss at all. He does have one difficult to dodge attack, which is one of his desperation attacks, the guard shell. But he so rarely ever gets a chance to use it that it's just like pointless. This attack's nice because it actually gives you an extra chance to damage him. So I got some extra damage on him now. I got hit though because I didn't dodge properly. So yeah, this is his one attack that's difficult, and that's because his hitbox is deceptively large. He takes up a lot more of the screen than it may seem. But you can attack him during it, and he dies so quickly that it's like whatever. Like he leaves himself open to so much retaliation fire that it's just like completely unnecessary. I got my ass kicked by the stage because that's just my luck. But whatever. Ugh, tired. Excuse me. Okay, anyway, I have one more stage to go. And for this one, I am straight up equipping. I should have equipped on the first place. Life armor. This stage, going in with the Falcon armor. No questions about it. I love that track. I used to hate the music for this level, but it's warmed up on me. It actually is pretty good. So, the strategy for this level, allow me to enlighten you guys. Switch to Metal Anchor, or Ray Arrow, either one's fine. Wait for him to pass that his attacks can't hurt you, because if you get hit during Metal Anchor Giga Attack, it actually chances it, which is stupid. Okay, and then, god damn it, come on. Let loose, bam, look at that. Almost all of it fucking destroyed. That is the beauty of Giga Attacks. And this part of the stage is actually really well designed, in my opinion. It's very tight. There's a lot of like tight platforming and stuff. The fire does a lot of damage. It's a lot like most of Ground Scaravage. Not Ground Scaravage. Late Blizzard Wolfang Metal Shark player stages. It's like very. Well, I died there because I was impatient, but very reaction based, but also kind of very patient. So. The problem is, this is the only section of stage in a normal run of this level. The rest of it is all dedicated to that mini-boss. In fact, let me introduce the concept of that stage. So you saw that mini-boss I fought. That is not just a one-time gimmick. That is the, besides this little stretch, that is the entire gimmick of this stage. You fight one mini-boss in 5 different arenas. The first few aren't that easy. It's the fourth one. The fourth one that really just completely... This was not designed by a human being, like, straight up. I think they're just an idiot, whatever. Oh my gosh. And the thing about this level is the length isn't even that bad, it's just that on a normal run of this stage where you don't exploit Giga Attacks and shit like this, you're just like plugging it with so many fucking charge shots, it's just ridiculous. And then you also have extra hazards like nightmares going after you. It's horrible. It's truly a horrible stage. This is easily one of the worst stages in the entire series. And the worst part is, unless you have the blade armor, you actually need Blaze Heat Mix to actually beat the game, because, or unless you use Zero, because Gates Lab 2 has a jump that is impassable as Unarmored Axe without parts or without the Magma Blade. We'll switch to the Ray Arrow because it's actually easier to kill this one. This is easily the worst part of the stage. This is basically a 3-minute climb with nightmares. And, it's just terrible. Thankfully, if you kill it early, then the auto-scrolling stops. And, you just climb up like a normal one. But still, this is inexcusably lazy. because there's like 2 cores on the machine. You can't even fucking attack with the X Buster. You have to either use either have to use Zero Saber or just like fuck me. What the hell? And unfortunately, I also have fucking flies swarming me because of Commander Yammer. Yeah, really. Look at this. There's like 11 of these motherfuckers on screen now. The good thing about Life Recover is that limited parts, the way they work is that you can use them once in a stage, and then they will go away for the rest of that stage. And unfortunately, they don't refresh between game over. So if you game over or die, they don't refresh. But it's still good. I wasn't paying attention, my bad. But yeah, it's still good because you still have access to them. Get him! Nice. That one's thankfully very easy. The stage is just a fucking farce. Alright, well we made it, and normally I prefer having normal extras because Buster's a bit better. Yeah, Blaze Phoenix is a tough son of a bitch for sure. But he's not easy in any way, shape, or form. So what he'll do is he'll call lava either from the bottom or the top. If he calls it from the top, he's usually going to fire these meteorites. You can destroy them, or you can jump away from them. Or have to sort of do a mix of both. I don't think there's any real pattern to the meteorites, so you kind of just have to go with the cut. I'm sure there's a pattern, but I still haven't figured it out. Once he gets to the bottom when he calls lava from the top, what he'll do is he'll fire. First off, you have to watch out for these fire droplets, but he'll fire crescents. You can also dash towards you. What he's going to do is Desperation Attack. Okay. I think on level 4, the change made is that attack becomes a lot more random. Alright, that is all 8 stages done, I think. So we can move on to Gates' lab. Took 4 minutes. With the X Buster, just doing it normally, it normally takes like 8 to 10 minutes. Ridiculous. Alright. Fuck you. Okay. So now there are 3 parts that we need to collect. First, I'll be going for the Turtloid and his jumper parts. The jumper and the hyperdash are both necessary for Gates' lab. You need the jumper part to get to the stage, and you need both in order to beat the Nightmare Mother. And then obviously you don't need the shock buffer, but I like to have it because it's obviously a lifesaver for Gates' lab 2, where you're just getting hit by a million things. I have made it past Gates' lab 2 without the shock buffer, but it's very hard. So the good thing is, after a certain amount of playthroughs of other stages, certain nightmare effects will dissipate. So, for example, or no, I think it's that they become replaced by other nightmare effects. You can have 2 nightmare effects in a stage at the same time, I believe, but it's not super common. So yeah, now that we've got enough time from our initial playthrough of Infinity Resilient stage, and we've encountered Sheldon, now the nightmare effect pestering us is little silhouettes of 0. And it's either 0 or X depending on who you're playing as. If you're X, then it's 0. If you're 0, then it's X. Little stupid silhouettes that bother you. They're incessantly annoying, especially during precise platform shit. And this is a good area too, because it gives you a chance to fill up your sub-tanks. Sub-tank energy works a bit weird in this game because you get sub-tank energy for, of course, when you collect energy pellets if your health is full, but you also get a little bit of your health is if you're just restoring your health. So like all these energy pellets here, I'm still gonna get sub-tank energy for them, even though my health's not close to full. Really? This is a good place to go to farm sub-tank energy. It's probably the best area in the game for farming sub-tank energy, quite honestly. Also, don't quote me on this. I'm not completely 100% sure if it's true, but I also believe the health regenerator machines can restore your health, but I'm not too terribly sure. So don't quote me on that. Ooh, nice, made it. Hard jump. You can usually dash under that, because it's too busy being distracted by the weapon. And that's just weapon ass or something. Honestly, they have tentacles, so I wouldn't be surprised. I'll fucking kill you. That's it. Alright, so now we are going to show off, I'm going to show off a proper nightmare zone. So we're here. Let's let that happen. Ready? Great. Here, get some damage when we tank it, and dash past the spikes, and we make it to a nightmare zone. So this is a very, very difficult section of stage, and I only need one Reploid, so if I end up game overing, then I'll probably just end up quitting and going back to the stage again. That's not what I'm gonna do. Some of the jumps are just insane. There's bats assaulting you. There's just like that is the Reploid with the part that we need. I believe it is. If I quit the stage, then just fuck. Not wasting my fuck, I wasted my time. Whatever. So, shit. That's the first one. It's because there's more like sections, it's also harder to memorize where each core is. But I have the Falcon on it, so hopefully I have increased defense. By the way, that missile attack that the purple enemies do is really annoying because it tails you really aggressively. Or should we do it? Wait a second. Shit. Actually, can I just destroy it with like a charged ray arrow? Hell yeah, I can. Nice. Beautiful. Here, last one, the last area. This is where it is. And look at that, he's right in front of me. Whatever, asshole. Get your last laugh. Please. And we are going to meet an old enemy from X5, Dynamo. So Dynamo, he returns in X5, and I think pretty much everyone agrees that it's because they needed a boss to fill out, so they just stole Dynamo from X5. They did give him some new attacks, so I guess they put some effort into him, but it's fucking Dynamo. He's still pathetically easy. I think this is easily the hardest Dynamo's ever been, but it's really not saying much, quite honestly. It's still piss easy. Giga attack's a bit different now. Now it covers the entire screen, you have to jump over him. And he also has this desperation attack, which is also easy. You can fire 9 sabers and you know, jump at you. Look at that! I even had enough time to react to that jump. Also, I think once it gets past half health, the dodging the Giga attack becomes a bit more difficult because he gains a new variation that covers more of the screen, but it's still easy. Also interesting to know, in X5, if he swings his saber around, he's blocking shots, but he doesn't do that anymore. I don't know why, but whatever. Jenna! Nice, so that's the Hyper Dash collected. now we must equip the hyperdash because we need it for the next part, which is Blizzard Wolfang's stage where we can find the jumper. Anything to go through, any excuse to go through this stage again, honestly. Yeah, stage classic. Anyway, I'm just gonna tank the damage this time. The speed is high enough that I'll make it because of the hyperdash. Basically, what the hyperdash does is that it shortens your dash on the ground at the cost of greatly enhancing it in the air. Shit. Okay. You can use the Falcon Armor's air dash to get down there, but I prefer just taking the damage from the And in case you wondered what I just collected, that was an EX tank, and it basically allows you to start a stage with 4 lives instead of 2, which I don't really get because you have infinite continues anyway. So, and unlike X1, 2, and 3, you can like continue from a stage. That was stupid. Pretty hard. I was gonna say pretty hard to make it back, but I guess we don't have to anymore, so whatever. How many lives is that? 7? Or 1? Can't tell. I guess we'll find out. Okay, it was 7. By the way, this is like horrific foreshadowing to what we're going to encounter in Gates' first stage. And the thing about X6 is every time you enter a nightmare zone, you have to fight Dynamo in order to exit. There is no way to avoid the Dynamo fights here. Although, I mean, the music's awesome, so I guess I can't complain too much. Should I hit there? Fuck. So, this is what I was talking about. You can't use the wall climber, which is weird. But it's not like Dynamo's particularly difficult without it. And I don't think, oh god, actually, you know what? That might actually be difficult to do. It actually might be bad if you fight Hymax here. I don't know how you're supposed to defeat Hymax without using the walls. Great hit detection, by the way. You can still dodge Dynamo's gonna get attacked without the walls, you just need to hug his ass in the corner there. Fucking hell. Garbage.
Jenna!
Alright, we also got a limited part, interesting. Okay, so we have yet one more part to collect. The shock buffer that scared us stage. We actually don't need the whatever it's called. Whoops, I selected 0. Whoops. Yeah, we don't need the we don't need any armors. I guess it's a good time to show what 0 can do. He can do his combos, he can jump, he can slash, and he can exit the stage. If I ever do, I'll do like a separate 0 stream. You don't really see the point of doing it. Man, how long has it been? I think we've been streaming for like a full hour now. I did it again. would be a lot easier if they started with unarmored X like X5 did. The good thing about this is you don't need any nightmare effects to get the parts. So look at that. Now that I have this hyper dash and this booster, I'm a fucking X is basically a bullet. So look at his high, his jumps. Ridiculous. Insanely fast. Excuse me. Gosh, it's really cold here. So we're gonna try our best to make it through Mr. Sharp Boy stage. You never want to rush to a stage like this because it's very easy for the nightmares to hit you into the press. I thought I already saved that. The possessed rep. Jesus Christ, I'm getting my ass kicked here. Fuck. The possessed reploids aren't really hassles most of the time, but yeah, they're nightmares, so they can still get placed in pretty convenient spots. So what the shock buffer part does is it works the same as it did in X5, and I'm glad they brought it back. Basically, you take half damage, and you also don't take knockback. Pretty much X gets suspended in the air if it gets hit. It's insanely useful. Nice. Shit! I got impatient there. Could have made it if I didn't hesitate. Whoa. This is why you need the, because that's a really long corridor, so that's why you need the part. That's the Reploid who has the shock buffer, and now we can get out. There's a Reploid on the other side, over there, with a capsule and a nightmare zone, and he has a limited part. I think it's defense up or something, but we're not really interested in that. Whew! Alright, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, now that we have made it, have to take on Gates Lab. And the thing about Gates Lab 1 is that you need the hyperdash and jumper parts. Hyperdash and speed. Sorry, hyperdash and jumper parts. This is an insanely difficult stage. Dropped frame shit. Yeah, it's fine.
Ready?
I'm glad I'm only now getting this issue. Go to the hour mark. So yeah, this is the first part of the stage. And it's very difficult because you have to precisely place these ice boulders on the platform while also shooting the walls and avoiding the spikes. Yeah, you can also do that when you fire too far. But keep in mind, you have a limited amount of shots, so if you waste too much, you have to kill yourself and start over. The only way to get past that without ice boulders is either... Great. The only way to get past that part without the ice burst is either with the shadow armor or with Zero. And Zero pretty much has to tank damage to get up there because double jumping with Zero over those fucking spikes, those godforsaken spikes, is a fucking pipe dream. Yes, okay. So this next part is just ridiculous. It's basically a complete onslaught of enemies. You have like no breathing room. And it's you not only have like those octopus things, but also bats who would drop bombs, and it's very hard to see the bombs actually coming because you have bats as well. Shit. That's hard to do. I really want to make it to the doors without getting killed. Fuck! God, of course.
Ready?
I dashed, whatever. By the way, fun fact for anyone who is not familiar with Act 6. This track is actually a remix of... It's actually a remix of the third Counter Hunter stage from Mega Man X2. Or, I wouldn't exactly call it a remix, more like a rearrangement. It uses elements from that song, because obviously this is much different, but yeah, pretty much. Kick-ass track for sure. Really meshes well with the fucking chaotic, ridiculous, throw everything in the kitchen sink at you nature of Gabe's lab. These are like without a doubt the hardest final stages in X6 in Mega Man history. Like I can't think of a single set of fortress stages that really matches the difficulty of these stages. Because keep in mind, you need like there's no like two ways around getting around the power-up requirements for these stages. You need these parts, you need these weapons to beat it. Normal, like, previous fortress stages you could get through without weapons, it's fine. You need weapons and parts to get through these stages. And the boss is no exception. Hardest boss in the game, under most circumstances. So how the Nightmare Mother rolls is she will basically rock around the stage, and she's incredibly fast. She's the fastest boss in the game, and then once she's finished with a full movement cycle, she will launch an attack. This is one of her worst attacks. This is the lightning orbs, and these lightning orbs are ridiculous because there's pretty much no solid way to dodge them because they fire randomly and move about the stage incredibly frantically. That's another thing, is there's no warning between which side she decides to start moving. Like I said, she's just so fast that it's easy for X to get overwhelmed. Like I said, X cannot beat this boss without the hyper dash and the jump. I don't know how that thing knows complete bullshit. Yeah, X cannot beat this boss without the hyper dash and the jumper. Fuck! Their attacks are pretty bad too. This one's not too terrible. I'm actually not very used to fighting Nightmare Mother on level 3. The last time I really fought Nightmare Mother, like extensively, and like actually like practiced that boss fight was when I was working on my X6 boss rush a few months ago. That was on level 4, so you can see I got my ass kicked there. If you're wondering why I'm not spamming sub-tanks, it's because obviously once I lose them, then I'm pretty much fucked. Like I said, it's insanely difficult boss. There's really no mercy. You just have to be incredibly fast and incredibly lucky. So, okay, speaking of incredibly lucky, this is where the Nightmare Mother's more tame attack barriers, so you'll simply fire blue orbs. The blue orbs are like your breathing room because they're relatively easy to dodge and they offer you a lot of chances to hit their eyes. There's another problem with the Nightmare Mother is that on extreme mode, she will fire those fireballs at X while she's moving around the room. Those things pretty much need luck to dodge them because there's no real way to tell when she's going to fire them and which direction she's going to fire them. I find that my luck is way worse when she moves from the left to the right. I get hit with way worse combinations, but yeah, it's pretty much luck on both ends. And you really have to do some fancy footwork to avoid them. Because the thing about Nightmare Mother is you can see I'm like creeping into the sort of like red parts of her hitbox. You can sort of like squeeze in between those parts in order to dodge certain attacks, and it's pretty much necessary in some cases. Quick tip, if you have Life Recover and full sub-tanks, use Life Recover first because you don't have to refill Life Recover. It will automatically refill as soon as you enter a new stage again. So don't feel bad about having to just return to the select screen if you die and you don't have Life Recover left. It's not a big deal. So I destroyed the other eye, and that means that this eye is just going to do attack solo, while the other eye will crash into the opposite side of the room. Be very careful about that because it can actually screw you over pretty big depending on what attack the other eye is using. Shit, see? Just what I said. Getting pretty shitty luck here. Is it? Yes! Oh my god. Okay, good. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Not excited for this because next up we have one of the hardest stages in the series, Gates Lab 2. I would argue that if you count the bosses, it's harder than Ground Scaravage stage because the thing about Ground Scaravage stage is that it was hard, but you also had a pathetic boss. This is not as hard, but you also have two very difficult bosses in between. So yeah, I would say overall, harder level design definitely goes to Scaravage, but just harder stage in general because of the bosses definitely goes to Gates. Yeah, Gates Lab 2 is just ridiculous. The stage is this is sort of what I like to call the everything in the kitchen sink approach to making a challenging level. And I actually mentioned this stage in my AVGN Adventures review, which I'm currently working on. Very folks, it will be out this week. I will show you. I've gotten a decent amount of editing done in my videos because I decided it's pretty good. So yeah, this is basically what I like to call the everything in the kitchen sink approach to making like a final level, where you basically you have a bunch of obstacles from previous stages, just fucking tossing them, whatever you can find. Oh, like totem? Oh, we can use the totem poles. Okay, yeah, let's use the totem poles. Oh, we have nightmares. Let's use nightmares. Oh, we have little electrical enemies that Illumina can shoot out. Oh, let's use... We have, fucking... those little pole things that... Those little, hover poles from Granny Turbo stage. Fuck it, let's use those too. Why not? Just go with everything. So yeah, they just throw everything possible at you. Like, look at this. I have a part that literally reduces the amount of damage I take, and I'm already almost dead. This stage is a nightmare coming true. And really, it's this first part that's the most difficult. The parts after are sort of more tame. Although in saying that, they're still fucking atrocious. This totem is insanely hard to kill. Yeah, there's more enemy. The threat of this stage is more just straight up enemies. In Gates Lab, in the second part of Gates Lab, this stage after high max, the threat is more just straight up about dying to the bottomless pit. Shit. There's less things that threaten to just completely consume your health bar. So if you have any sub tanks, definitely want to prioritize them for this. Well, maybe I don't use them all because there's also two bosses. Oh, come on. You have to stand on that totem and skip over most of the stage, but there's also a nice shortcut to show you guys. Just kills your animals. This is very hard to do, but very rewarding. Yeah, this did. Very difficult because if you mess up with the spikes. Almost made it there. Made it, okay. Looking very... Shit. Okay, made it. Fuck! Fuck! Ugh! And there's no checkpoints. You die, you have to start at the bottom of this floor. God, this level is sadistic. Prime example of a level that was not playtested. Fuck it. Of course I fucking did. What the fuck? It's floating! Come on. Jesus Christ.
Rain.
Okay. Oh Christ, look at this. Just look at it, it's fucking pandemonium. You're basically hoping for luck, because it's like a those electrical enemies get combined with the nightmares in a bad way, you're fucked. What the fuck? Are you kidding? I fucking fired my charger in the opposite direction. Nice, okay, I actually got the kill on that thing. Those totems are a bitch to kill. These are the pillars. Okay, this is not terrible. That looks insane. This is honestly probably the hardest jump in the entire game. It might honestly be the hardest thing to do in Mega Man X, because you just have, like, no room to maneuver. Like, look at that. Not just this, like, jump, but also, this jump right here is just ridiculous. Of course I got sniped by the man. If you fuck up the timing, and yeah, you can go the normal route, but like, Jesus Christ. Oh, okay, good. Made it. There's a checkpoint here, but it's also where you fight the first boss in the stage, which is Hymax. And Hymax is a very difficult fight. I didn't show off his first fight, but it's boring. It's just like, there's nothing to it, it's just boring. Second fight is... a lot more difficult. Okay, so gimmick here, he creates a shield. You have two options for getting rid of it. You can either fire through the shield, or attack him whenever he drops it, which is when he attacks, or you can do what I'm doing, which is to destroy the shield. The shield will drop after you, the shield will completely drop, and he'll use his desperation attack after you destroy the shield. I believe it's 5 times. You have to do that 5 times, 4 to 5 times. I can't tell you. Because you are not shooting through him, you have to dodge when he lunges at you. And it's a very precise jump. You have to be, like, lined up with the health bar icon. The, like, little diamond with his health bar, or the X on X's health bar. That attack is very annoying. And he also has another one, but he rarely uses it for it. He, like, fuses them together and then shoots fireballs. That was 3. See, I fucked up that time because I like hesitated. Oh my god, I barely did that. Shit. Fuck! Whatever. Now I have full health, asshole. You don't stand a chance.
Ready?
Ah! Oh, focus. By the way, if you destroy his shield early before he lunges at you, you can actually just duck because they'll reduce the size of his hitbox. Shit, I tried to go for it there. Man! So it's like 2 or 5, 2 right there. If you like lose track of yourself and you're not sure that you're gonna be able to make the jump from the position you're in, you can just land and then reposition yourself. But just be fucking hell. guess. This fight's even hard. It's just so tense. My recommendation is if he's recovering from that attack, don't hang on the walls. Shit. Just, yeah, just do that. I was too late there. That was my fault. You generally don't have that much leeway when jumping over his shit, so watch out. Fuck! How did that get me? Bullshit. Shoots down, that's like what, twice? Yeah, like 5 times. By the way, once again, he's completely immune to your blast to your buster, so I'm gonna try it. So this should be, I think this is the final time. I might be getting a mistaken for level 4. There's not that many changes to how Max made at level 4, I think. He has more health on level 4, that's about all I can say about him. This should be it. So we'll drop the shield, and now he will use this attack, where he fires the big Decimal Spears. It's very fast, and it can easily catch you off guard, so watch out. And you don't have enough ray arrow ammo for this, I think, so you'll eventually have to finish him off with a different one. So make sure that you have enough weapons. Also, his hitbox is fucking weird, because sometimes if you shoot the projectile you're trying to fire at him too low, it will just pass through his feet. That's why I have to sit like, shit. Yeah, it will pass through his feet, so it's very precisely, but that also means a chance of running into him. So now, I have one more ray arrow. And another thing to be careful about is that, especially when using the meteor ring killing, is that if you hit his Deathly Spear, then it will split into multiple different tiny spears, which is just worse. Whew, okay. So we made it past the first part. We have no sub-tank and no energy recovery. We can do it. And this part's pretty tough too because you have birds and very specific. You have to kill them very specifically because obviously you have no room to maneuver. And this next part is just the absolute worst. So what happens here is you have these big enemies. And it's not that bad, but the problem is that you eventually reach this section with a jump that unarmored X cannot pass. There is a jump here that unarmored X cannot make. If you get here with just unarmored X, then you're not going to be able to make it on your own. What you need is it's either one of two things. Either you need a part which can help X increase mobility. Usually, I think the people use the hyperdash and speed stick hyperdash jumper part, or you can do this, which I'm about to show you. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it on my first try, so let's just do this. What you need to do is you need to jump very specifically off the platform, and then use the magma blade, which will allow you to hover. However, the hover will not actually work unless you are at a very specific angle, and sometimes it doesn't work at all, so it's also a bit of luck factor in there. So this has taken me like a lot of attempts on some playthroughs. I've had playthroughs where this straight up took me like over half an hour. We already had Ground Scared, which is stage. So it didn't take that much time. I won't take much time. Fuck! This is why you play Gates Lab 2 with Zero, because Zero, the second part he goes to after High Max, is actually pretty well designed. This part with X is just a nightmare. Just that fucking jump, dude. It's ridiculous. Half the time you can't even position yourself correctly because you just fall to your death. It has to be on the absolute last frame before X actually is considered dead. So I might just use save states here. Or just... Can't jump over that, just to demonstrate. Oh my god, are you serious? Christ. Oh my god, I almost didn't make that jump. I'm gonna use the save state here. Because I'm not gonna make you guys sit through another 20 minutes of me dying in this section. Okay, well I guess I didn't need to because I made it on my first try when I actually did the jump. That's very lucky. But there's always a chance that I could die on this section, so you know. Better safe than sorry. They do have health generators here, which is good. Because it also gives you a bit of sub-10. Never mind. Light out of my ass then, I guess. The last part of this stage is still very difficult because it's just a lot of very specific jumps. You still got these birds coming after you, and this core is just like so annoying with how it's placed. You have to kind of dance around it in order to avoid getting hit with X. See what I'm doing? That's what you kind of got to do in order to avoid actually getting hit by the dancing and kind of blast it. Honestly, I'm surprised it's possible to hit at all with the damage. That's what we're doing. I went a bit too far away. Alright, we are out of the actual... Fuck you. So we're out of the stage for the most part. There's still this last hallway with the birds. It's nothing compared to what you have to suffer to do. So yeah. So the boss coming up here is actually very difficult as well. Gate himself, who is a very luck-dependent boss. I feel like I've said that a lot, but you truly do need good luck to get a good fight against Gate. There's no dancing around it. Okay, let's do this. I recall when I made my X6 boss rush, this guy gave me a lot of trouble. But that was at level 4. So we're doing kind so far with his orbs. So his orbs, the different colors have different properties. This one has the property of sucking you in, and that one and the red one, he will only ever fire one out of. The green, purple, and yellow, he can fire 2. And what they will do is also different, because we fire the red orb here. The red orb will pretty much slow down time and also clog your inputs, which is really annoying. The yellow orb, what it will do is it will fire a projectile at you. The green orb will tail you. The purple orb will spawn nightmares after a certain amount of time has passed. This is a very difficult boss. It requires a lot of focus. So I'm not going to stop talking. It's also worth mentioning that the time that his attack patterns are very inconsistent. Sometimes he'll like rapid fire orbs, and sometimes he won't fire them at all for like a minute straight. Once he gains like low enough health, he'll start using this season 4, that little purple wave, which will destroy platforms. So watch out, because the thing about that is he's also invincible to his own to your attacks. Or he's invincible to getting hits while he's using it. So if you try to send an orb flying into him while he's using it, then you're not doing anything to him. If there are ways to manipulate him into doing his orb attack more often, I don't know them. Because this boss is just a pain going through and practicing. It's all just luck of the draw in the end. If you get lucky and he decides to be very aggressive with the orbs, then yeah, you're good. He's gonna use the orbs a lot and you're gonna get a lot of hits. If you get unlucky and he decides not to ever use it, then you're fucked. You're pretty much left up to the mercy of chance, which is not really a fun way to conclude such a brutal stage. Not whatsoever. The stage is not really so much difficult for the arrangement. Wow, okay, that scared me. For the arrangement of the stage, so much as it is just gates of orbs, making it very easy for me to get trapped. And thankfully, I got them in on my first try, which is good. So that is the end of Gates Lab 2. I have no words. Really, I have no words. 6 minutes. Just nothing to say. Okay, so in case you missed that cutscene, suddenly Sigma appears. He just comes out of nowhere. I'm going to de-equip all my parts here because, of course, I'm going to go through this just naked, except for I have the full restore on because I don't have any sub-tanks. That's whatever. If I get a game over, I'll probably go back and re-equip the shotgun, but I think I'll be fine. So the last stage, it's actually not, well, there's, look, I mean, nothing is going to compare to Gates Lab 2, but, so for the boss refights, I usually start from the bottom to the top, because yeah, I usually start from the bottom to the top because obviously Infinity Maginian is at the top, at the bottom. It's the hardest. One thing to bring up, also another thing to bring up for these boss fights. Every boss is at level 4, and that means they have their strongest attacks and their most aggressive patterns. For those who are not aware of what level 4 in Mega Man X6 does, for bosses it basically means more attacks. Their attacks are harder to dodge most of the time. If they have any type of like projectile, usually becomes more frequent. Just shit like that, you know. Like Infinity Maginian, as you can see, the main difference here is that his bubbles are a lot more frequent, and that means you're getting your ass kicked. Got the bastard, but I'm almost dead. Thankfully, Maginian is like by far the worst of the boss rush. Everyone after him is not as bad, but it's still very, very hard. So let's get through this. The good thing about this is it's also not as long as Mega Man X5's boss rush because the boss is on 2 minutes each. I don't have fucking 60 charge shots worth of health. Shit, I missed. Whatever. That's kind of hard to get at the charge. That charge shot's kind of hard to get because you also risk running into Sheldon himself. Oh, bitch! By the way, in case you were wondering, Show Sheldon is the although you can probably tell just by the first clip. It's a very masculine first clip. I actually have to show off his. Okay, well, okay, I'm sorry.
Ready?
Okay. I'm losing my focus, man. That's a problem. Alright, no more fucking around. Let's do this. Finish off Mega Man X6 in a big way. Come on. You can get that mid-charge shot on him, but it's pretty precise. This attack usually just trails your position, so don't really worry too much about it. show this off now. This is his desperation attack. And he didn't get to live very long using it. Basically, he'll appear from one shell and fly to the other. You shoot the shells and they'll fire back. That's a pretty funny sentence. They'll fire back at you with projectiles. It's not a hassle at all. Rainy Turtloid, like I said, he's way easier in the refights, and that's because of one aspect. I'll show you that right now if you decide to choose me. Which he did, okay. So notice this, in the refights he does not knock you down. So what you can do is you can just hang on the walls and destroy the meteor rain with the charge shots. Also, he fires way more missiles, but it's still possible to destroy them with the charge shots easily. Damn, he used it twice. Glad he didn't decide to be this voracious using it on X and the Inami Temple. You have to be very specific with your timing when you use those missiles down the bottom. Barely got that last shot off. So here's a fun little thing you can do with Turtloid, if you so please. Oh, never mind, I didn't show you. Whatever, it's fine. Oh, wow, that missed. Damn, I missed some damage on him because of that, whatever. What? Oh, come on. Just don't be afraid of Turtloid's big thing, okay? Because... never mind. Be afraid. Yeah. Like, don't underestimate his size, but at the same time, it's not like the biggest problem in the world. Like, don't go out of your way to directly avoid hitting him because you're afraid he's going to cloud you, because that's a very easy way to lose damage on him. Way easier fight. Go up there and get them done. Shit. Easy on Scaravich. What is he? What changes for him on level 4? I honestly don't know. He has like gold rocks that he can roll, which causes certain rocks to fall if you shoot it. But they're so easy to dodge and so cool. Look at that. When it falls. That move used to piss me off because I didn't know that it was the shooting that caused it to trigger the rock to fall. But once you figure that out, then he's literally a joke. Nothing he does is threatening. Usually if he rolls into big rocks, he's going to throw it, but he can also just jump right in. Be careful though, because the only real slight threat of this fight is that he can throw a rock very fast and you can catch it. So watch that. Next up is Metal Shark Player, another very fun fight. And on level 4, he gains the ability to throw anchors more, and he also becomes way more aggressive with his dive. It's ridiculous. And And he also his summons become more powerful too. Like Blaze Heat makes him way more beast this time. That was a mistake. Picks up his Blaze Heat mix. Another very dangerous boss. So we can do this, where he like swoops into the lava. It's really annoying because it doesn't give you as much time to do anything. Unless you decide to be a brave warrior and go into the lava. Okay, this is a big move. It's hard to dodge the rocks when he goes that close to you, so you have to make sure they're like manipulating in a way that leaves some space between them. So now he's going to fire crescents from the bottom out. These have to be dodged with such precise timing, it's ridiculous. He's going to use... Yes, so he'll do that sometimes where he lunges at you. He'll lunge at you from the top, stuck. Lunge at you from the bottom, jump. Very precise timing. Because you actually have to clear his full head, unlike the crescents where you can... The crescents sort of don't have a hitbox at the top, so you can sort of mosey through that, but not with that. Not with the lunging. Alright, so Blaze Heat. Another very annoying boss. I say Blaze Heat, Blizzard Wolfang. It's very difficult on level 4 because he gains the ability, when he runs, he gains the ability to turn the whole stage into like an icicle pit. And that icicle pit is incredibly hard to dodge. And he can do this attack so fast that it's just ridiculous. Thankfully, if you're lucky, then he'll just spend the entire time doing this and work. Now he's probably going to do the icicle attack. He also can also do it up from up there, in which case the icicles won't fall until X goes on. So yeah. I got lucky there, but if he wants to, he can just turn the whole arena into a icicle pit of pain. Alright, last boss, Commander Yamark. Really, still nothing to write home about. He's still really easy. I think he gains like the ability to fire more projectiles from this attack, but it's like so easy to dodge. That was stupid. Fuck out of here. Alright, full sub-tank, we have Life Recover. It's time for the final section of stage and Sigma. Sigma in X6 is usually pretty easy, but on Extreme Mode, he actually becomes very threatening. And that's because of a few attacks that he can use. It's a very hard section to make it, by the way. Well, that was kind of sloppy, but whatever. This next part's all about the precision jumping. Oh no! Okay, made it. Probably gonna die, but it's fine. If I get to a second form, I'll use like one of my health things. But I don't know about that one. Sigma's whole gimmick is that he's kind of been like brought back, but it's like half-baked, so he's kind of like his own now. He's actually pretty difficult in his first full March stream mode because he gets very aggressive with his attacks. He can just launch like tons of attacks. Normally it's when he's combining the green wave projectile with like his other stuff. Like this move, normally by itself it's not that big of a threat. But when he starts combining it with this move, which is where he like has that green... Fuck! That was my fault. I don't know why I did that.
Ready?
Yeah, when he starts combining it with those projectiles, then it just gets hectic. This move's pretty tough to dodge if you don't know the timing. This move has 3 different direction, like angles that you can fire at it. If it's at the top, normally it's not a problem. Like midway, you can duck under it, and then final boss, Sigma's second form, Hell Sigma, I believe it's called. Like I said, pretty difficult because of his energy orb attack. So I am not because he has 2 attacks before he goes into half health. He has that little laser, and then he has a vertical vertical version. I'm not sure what manipulates him to use the vertical version over the horizontal version. This is the one you want him to use because it gives you way more chance to attack him. How did that hit me? Yeah, it gives you way more chance to attack him. But the thing is, I'm not sure what manipulates him to use it. Also, interesting thing to note about X6 Sigma is that the little Sigma heads actually drop health pickups and is that they actually drop health pickups on normal mode, but on extreme mode they don't, which is actually a really cool way of turning the game. You have to be very careful with this boss fight because X6 Sigma can get very crowded, very hectic boss fights. The one thing to remember is that when he fires one of his attacks, it will completely obliterate any Sigma head on screen, and it will also destroy any projectile that they have on screen. So So if he does this, then usually it means he's going to follow up with an energy orb, so be careful. Be on your toes about that. Sometimes you can use it like from positions like this. Whoa! Okay, he decided to use the laser again, so he's probably going to use the energy orb after this. You got to be very vigilant. Probably going to use it after this last one. Nope, okay, one more. And you see that? There's barely such a small window of time before he actually fires the orb. See that? I got fuck! Yeah.
Ready?
Like I said, it's a very small window of time where you actually have for him to fire it either upwards or downwards. And if he fires it downwards, then you can't dodge it unless there's that little green floating projectile in the air. So he got me there. So fucking close to Christ, man. Literally like a millisecond difference between victory and defeat in that battle. It's very hard. Especially since that energy orb does so much fucking damage too. is giving me flashbacks to when I worked on my XX boss rush. This guy brick walled me for like a week. Nightmare. One of the things actually I had planned for when I was going to start uploading them is I was going to do like a video of Sigma, little Sigma challenge X6, passing Sigma, like registering Sigma heads. Very difficult. Sigma heads can gang up on you, man. Son of a bitch. And that green floating platform is just like the worst. Because it can very easily screw you over either by pushing you or by dropping down on you and there's nowhere to go. If you want, you can actually hide at Sigma's chest. Not only will this protect you from all of his attacks, but you'll also never spawn any Sigma heads in that area. Fuck! Damn, I'm getting my ass kicked. Okay, last life. I took too much damage when he was first firing the laser. Okay, no damage on the first one, that's a good sign. Let's do this. Alright, this is gonna be the one I show you guys. Let's do this. You have to be very particular with how you manipulate Sigma. This could be the difference between using vertical or horizontal laser. Ideally, in a good Sigma fight, you don't ever want to use the vertical horizontal version. But sometimes it's just an inevitability. Like I said, hide out in his chest, he'll be perfectly protected from all his attacks. But again, that little green platform can smush you. You get about like 3 times more damage when you use that. Again, that's good. Shit, this time I jumped out good. The lasers could be a bit hard to dodge for some people, I could see that. But once you learn the timing, it's really no problem. Really, honestly, it's the Sigma heads and the energy that really are the biggest part. And that little platform. As you saw, I stepped on it and it turned into like a spike. That happens sometimes. Sometimes it'll just do that. Use that laser again. It's getting dangerously close to energy orb health, so watch out. Because you can use the energy orb not just after a green laser, you can use it at any point. You have to be very careful. Also be careful if you're trying to like go into the corner and jump to like avoid a preemptive. Okay, there we go. That's the only way to dodge it if he fires it at the floor. Is to use that little platform. Sub-tank. Is like my last one. Actually no, shit, you know what, I can't. That's the kind of shit. Okay, well. I got fucked over that time, but I don't even know what happened there.
Ready?
Like, what happened there? He, like, fired it downward, but I don't know why. It was in the air when he was firing it. By the way, just for if you're curious, you can one little strategy you can do is using the Z-Saber. The Z-Saber actually has a lot more damage to Sigma because it chains, so it's a bit more dangerous though. Don't have any opportunities to attack him, although you could come by and use the Z-Saber and it's best over us. Look, oh my gosh, excuse me. Hoping this can be the one. By the way, if you're wondering how to dodge that in that situation, when he has you in the left, this little area is safe from the laser. If you walk in that direction, you'll be completely protected from the laser. Another thing to keep in mind is that green platform won't be destroyed if you use either laser. It will destroy every Sigma head and all their projectiles, but not the platform. I really like this design of Sigma, actually. It's a cool fight. It's actually pretty neat as far as Sigma fights go. I don't really see something so cramped and secluded. Ooh, barely dodged that, probably. Don't have any subtext or shit, so kind of looks forward to it. Myself like that. Half his health gone. Not terrible. Woo! In the middle of the screen, you can just duck it. Energy orbs definitely. How? We always do force. He always does force reps. No! I forgot to duck! Fuck! That was stupid, man. That was completely my fault. I got overzealous there. That was my fault. I forgot to duck. Son of a bitch! Fuck! Fucking... Bastard caught me. No such thing will happen this time. He is done training. Careful if you're trying to stay on the phone because Sigma heads from the other side of the screen can go easily. other important part is just to like bide your time whenever that platform's there. Like obviously you don't want to recklessly jump into it when it's there. Just don't want to do shit like that. Fuck me, I'm dashing. What the fuck? I was dashing. Why the fuck was I getting hit there? It was like not timing my dash correctly. Come on. Fucking hell, I swear. Christ.
Ready?
Nice. Starts creating a lot of Sigma heads towards the like that side of the screen, and they like start firing projectiles, and you don't really hang on. Shit, I missed it. It's too late. Might have been too far away. Oh, what the fuck? Come on. It's a fucking mess. I hate when he does that shit. Oh, come on! What the fuck?
Ready?
What the fuck? This point kind of is a fucking mess. Like, what am I supposed to do there? Just the X-Buster. I don't get it.
Ready?
That's complete horseshit. That I got saved by the Superstore fans. Unfortunately, he's also been quite the jackass at the game. Pretty much got no damage on him there because it was out the entire the bell laser. Again, upstairs, left. Woo! Fucking hell, I hate that. Help me. Thanks for that. Had some runs where he just used this attack for the rest of the fight. Shit! Oh my! You saw that, dude! I was like, oh my god! That attack is just fucked. Just fucked. Come on. Fuck. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, so he'll do this sometimes, which is weird. He'll summon 2 of the green platforms. It's really annoying. Sometimes they'll stay for like the rest of the fight. Sometimes they're both just one on the roll away and they'll go back to using just one. It's really weird, and I don't know why we're punching to do it. Very hot attack. That right now, just consider it. But he does have a significant very position. So like things up and down over here. I love those laser swords, by the way. They look really sick. Although the whole green aesthetic with X6 I was sort of really bad. Kind of just makes me think this is like Scots in there. Brown and green, those are not two very colors. Fuck me. Of course. A fucking course. Like a 1 millisecond difference. Quick tip, mid-charge shots are really good for this fight because you can chain them really fast. They can push a big group of heads back. Also, try to destroy any like heads that he fires that he's about to that are about to go into the air and start firing at you real quick. Obviously, that's hard to do sometimes because of the fucking green platform, but it is really good to do. Those things are just a hassle. Oh my god, I hate when he does that. He like suspends them in the air for a long time and they drop. Yes! Oh my god, finally. Christ. Oof. That was very long. The time consuming. Who did this? I love this ending theme, by the way. So yeah, there's actually two different endings depending on whether or not you saved Zero. This ending happens if you do save Zero. If you don't, then Zero just appears. Snippet. And Zero actually has his own ending, which is sort of supposed to be like the lead up to Mega Man Zero series. And my favorite part about this is they just like don't mention Sigma whatsoever after this. He just comes back and then he dies. That's all it is. Isn't this text just yellow? Why was it just blue now? Sure, that's gonna work out. Alright. That was Mega Man X6. Very, very hard game. That was very difficult, very stressful. I've been streaming this godforsaken game for how long now? Like 4 hours? That was painful, but I did enjoy it, definitely. X6, it's a bad game for sure, but it's not like super horrible terrible. It's still very enjoyable. Has great music, a lot of really intuitive stage design. If you enjoyed the other X games, there's like a chance you can find some enjoyment out of it, but you really have to be an insane bastard to enjoy this game. Anyway, guys, that was my stream of Mega Man X6. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will be working on the AVGN review as we speak. So, yeah, goodbye, guys. See you next time. I'm out.